Really quick to get you up to speed. A YouTuber by the name of Nando V Movies selected a group of really good creators to talk about their favorite scene from the MCU in order to build hype for the at the time upcoming film Avengers Endgame. I am not one of the selected few to do one of these videos, so just know going into this that this is an unofficial part of that series. However, down in the description below is a link to the official playlist for the actually talented creators that picked their one marvelous scene. I had a bit of trouble selecting which scene I wanted to cover. Unlike most people in the official playlist, I never had a big connection to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I only started liking it after my second viewing of Avengers Infinity War. So naturally I had little connection to the characters, and it was hard to think of a good scene. Originally I thought of doing the God of Hammers or God of Thunder scene from Thor Ragnarok, but that got me thinking of Thor's character as a whole. How great minds like Taika Waititi and the Russo brothers developed his character from what we saw in Phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 Thor is a broken and hopeless god, but more on that later. The scene I want to cover today is one of the final and most climactic scenes in Avengers Infinity War, the final blow to Thanos before he achieves victory. Throughout the MCU, we see a myriad of depictions for each character, but that's to be expected when you're constantly changing directors, writers, all that technical stuff. But today we're going to be taking a look at my favorite characterization of Thor in Phase 3. This version of Thor is the first we see since Avengers Age of Ultron, so seeing his big return in a solo film was a great way to go. This is cheating a bit since we're looking at Phase 3, but in Phase 2, Thor has lost his mom and at least thinks he's lost his brother.
He's adopted?
Sorry, adopted brother Loki. The audience knows that Loki is alive after the end of Thor the Dark World, so Thor finds out only after seeing Odin, who is really Loki, acting like a god of mischief, rather than the usual wise, insightful, basic Odin. Maybe he figured out because he had gone a couple years without going into Odin's sleep. Thor and Loki then set out to find Odin after getting the help of a very strange doctor. It isn't long, though, before Odin is killed by... Why did Odin die again? Being banished, I guess? Crazy firstborn Hela comes in and destroys Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Let's count now. Thor has lost his mother, his father, and Mjolnir, which still isn't the end. By the end of the film, we see Surtur performing Ragnarok, which is the destruction of Asgard.
Asgard is not a place. Never was. This could be Asgard.
Right. Sorry, Anthony Hopkins. So Thor's birthplace is destroyed, and also Hela, because...
That hammer was to help you control your power, to focus it. It's never your source of strength.
That's right, Thor goes Super Saiyan to one of the best songs ever. However, the movie does have a happy ending, because it is a comedy after all. Thor is the king of Asgard, his relationship with Loki has never been better, he's got a sweet haircut and a sweeter eye patch, and all is well. Happy endings cannot last, though, as Infinity War picks up immediately after Ragnarok. Thanos has slain most of the people of Asgard, and to add to Thor's pain, his best friend Heimdall is stabbed through the chest, and his last family member is asphyxiated. Thor has now lost his mother, his father, Mjolnir, his people, his friend, his brother, and his hope. He tells Thanos his new motive, new drive to continue.
You're going to die for that.
He's still a comedic character, but not for the reasons he was in Ragnarok. Thor was comedic because he knew nothing could touch him, the god of thunder, the most powerful Avenger by far. But he still couldn't stop Thanos. He's now comedic to hide his true emotions, to hide the damage that Thanos did to him. Thor wears a smile and jokes casually due to a facade. He no longer cares about anything but revenge. It's why he took the powers of the Dying Star, it's why he's so eager to stop Thanos, and why he pushes Stormbreaker further into Thanos' chest. He wants to be a true Avenger, and avenge everything he's lost. Now at this point, Thor is my favorite character in the film, probably the whole franchise. He's truly lost everything. While the rest of the Avengers only go through the 5 stages of grief in Endgame, Thor starts it immediately in this film. He forges Stormbreaker, takes out multiple members of Thanos' army, but that isn't his endgame. His endgame is to kill Thanos, to avenge his loved ones. As we can see in the film, Avengers Endgame, this isn't the best course of action, but Thor gets what he wants. He kills Thanos, but what does he feel afterwards? 5 years later shows that Thor still isn't over the 5 stages and is still wearing that comedic facade. He hasn't improved because he didn't avenge his family, he got revenge for his anger, and that did not fill the hole in his heart. formed by the devastation of what he's lost. But all this anger, this rage brought onto Thanos in Infinity War is exemplified by the final blow to Thanos at the end of the war. Thor blasts Thanos with the lightning and then throws Stormbreaker into Thanos' chest. He lands in front of the Mad Titan, cradling his head in a way before the line waited to hear was dropped.
I told you. You'd die for that.
This performance by Chris Hemsworth feels absolutely outstanding. The anger is clear in the expression and in his pure hatred. He despises Thanos. I believe the truth is he didn't go for the head to drag out and torture Thanos for as long as possible, to make him feel some of the pain the audience did after Loki, Heimdall, and Gamora. We felt the anger too. We wanted Thanos dead. But just like with Peter Quill before him, Thor's rage was the reason Thanos won. Thor yells no as Thanos gets the last laugh and succeeds in his goal. Thor realizes he's lost again, despite the line earlier. This hits him, and he puts billions of lives, all that blood, on his hands. Thor's failed, he's lost everything. But he still doesn't realize that revenge won't save the day. Now, it is true that this scene wasn't fully satisfying, but it still is in a way. We get Stormbreaker driven into Thanos' chest. Thor gets the line of victory. Thanos is on the verge of his death, but he loses. The audience loses. We get that taste of victory before the bitterness of defeat. This scene gives us what the filmmakers wanted, hype for Endgame, to see the Avengers kill Thanos, to see everything undone. This scene is one of, but not the whole reason Endgame is one of the highest-grossing films of all time. The reason is all of the films, the storytelling, characters, relationships that the audience feels with these completely fictional performances and characters. The reason we love the MCU is because of the talent and connection. This scene contains both of those. Hello everyone, all of what you've just heard is, or has been, like 3 or 4 hours since I've recorded that. I've been editing this video, trying to find out what stuff works, hunting for the different scenes and clips I'd need for a long time. But now that I'm finally done, I'd just like to thank you for watching all the way through. It was a bit of a short video. However, it would be really great if you liked the video and subscribed and hit the bell notification, please, to know whenever I make another upload, which might not be for a little while. Anyway, the only reason I made this was once again because of Nando V Movies, and I absolutely love his series, One Marvelous Scene, with all the creators he's done. Once again, check it out. Link in the description. I will see you later.